always get to choose in this life, win and lose in this life. But I'ma prove in this life, we can move in this life. Can't change up, my team too real, so we stay up. Yeah, this is our year, can't change up. My team too real, so we stay up. Yeah, this is our year, can't change up. My team too real, so we stay up. Yeah, this is our year, can't change up. My team too real, so we stay up. Yeah, this is our year.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to 2022 and welcome back to the Diamond State Scouting Podcast. I am your host, Dean Branch. I'm here with my friends Josh Wingate and Brett Lagasse. How's it going, fellas?
Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, doing excellent. Looking forward to a brand new year and extending the season. A big draft coming up. Insights, Malik Willis watch. How do you feel, Brett?
Man, it's been a while, man. But
It's been a while.
I forgot how good that intro was. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it,
I've been
man.
there this vibe to for a while.
I
Still on
know.
iTunes, man.
Man, I almost forgot about Willis Watch, man. I almost forgot about it.
Did
Facts.
you? I'm about to crack open a beer because I need one
mean,
after my week.
I don't
That's
know.
it.
His
That's
hype
it.
is just, I don't know. Kind of like stabled off a little bit.
I'll take
That's
them.
it.
I'll take them. This draft is not very good quarterback wise.
No, and I'm sorry to jump in, but Coral, man, what's gonna happen with him?
I'm not the biggest Coral fan. Like I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, like guys like that have injuries like that. If they already are established, it's like, all right, they'll still go in the first round, maybe fall a couple picks, whatever. But Coral, was he ever established? So
He had a couple good games,
I don't
but
know.
he might be more of a college quarterback than a
Yeah.
NFL quarterback.
I know. Watch some people like. There's a lot of. It's very hot and cold because I've seen some
Yeah.
people like, man, I can't stand charting him. It's just unnatural. Like, but he has talent, but he's just unnatural to watch. And then some people saying like, I just don't see it with him. And then some people saying like they just love the ceiling that he has. So it really depends. But I get the feeling that the NFL teams are 50-50 on him.
Okay.
But I can't see more than one or two quarterbacks going in the first round this year. I just can't see it. Although
gotta
Coral
say, I
does
agree
have
with
some
you.
talent, I think he could be a steal.
Okay. And even with the way this season is kind of playing out, I think this has been in the NFL one of the most intriguing seasons. You're looking at a lot of teams, and off the top of my head, like what teams really need a quarterback? What teams stand out as teams that have a quarterback as their primary need? Other than
I was
Washington.
Other than Washington, oh, you took mine.
I've
Why?
actually thinking about this, and this quarterback group is one where you want aging quarterbacks to get. You want to draft your quarterback now in this quarterback class. So, like, it would have been great for this class to be last year, and Pittsburgh have an opportunity to get one.
Yeah.
But Pittsburgh is a team that needs a quarterback. But I was watching Malik Willis, and I was kind of like getting down on him a little bit just because I don't like the offense he's in. I feel like it doesn't take advantage of his skill set. Offensive line is horrible. No one helps him around him. He doesn't get a lot of separation from his receivers. And I'm just watching it. I'm like, man, it would just be great if this guy can go somewhere with an aging quarterback and he can just sit somewhere for a year and then take off. And I think my idea for Malik Willis would be like Minnesota. I want to see him go to like Minnesota where he can take off there, or even Sam Howell, someone like that. Go to Minnesota. I think he could be a cold weather quarterback and do well there.
Okay. I like that.
I get what you're saying. I mean, that's assuming Kirk Cousins is still there. But yeah, I mean,
He's
and
got
there's
one
a
more
lot of
year in his
teams.
contract.
There's a lot of teams that don't have an answer at quarterback. But is this the draft you want to go?
No.
Find the answer? Not really. I mean, like you look at like the Texans. I'd rather ride it out with Davis Mills than force a quarterback here. I'd rather go
I don't know.
find some like talent because I don't know that I want to, hitch my franchise to somebody in this one. I'd probably like build some talent in this draft and then go get a quarterback in 23, which is a better draft. But I don't know. I mean, Davis Mills started out strong. Doesn't mean he's going to be any good, but at least they have something there,
True.
I forget his name right now. The scout, Dane Brugler. He came out last week with a little video, and he said the NFL is such a quarterback-hungry league that these quarterbacks are going to be pushed up so high, even if they don't belong there. So you're going to see Coral in the first round. You're going to see Pickett first round. Sam Howell might sneak in there. Malik Willis will be in there. It's
I think
just where.
Sam Howell is a first round pick. I think there's enough teams high on him.
I don't think so at all.
I mean, like, look at Haskins. He made it into the first round.
Oh, you're just saying because of value wise.
Yeah. But I think there's enough people that were high on him as a freshman until now that they see enough talent that they'll draft him in the first round. But although
he looks awful, like god awful.
Say what you want to say about his class, it's not very good. But Hal might be the best of this class, so whatever that really says, I don't know. He actually
Pickett.
Well, Pickett could be good too.
Pickett's up there. Malik Willis is that. I think Malik Willis is best. He has the most potential. He would be a better version of Trey Lance last year.
Yeah.
I also think there's a lot of fluidity in the free
I don't see
agent
him that
market.
high.
So when you're looking at teams, I think teams are thinking free agency first. Like, is Russell Wilson going to be available? What's going to happen with Watson?
Yeah.
See what happens there. And then let's start positioning ourselves for a QB in the draft after we see how things shake out in free agency.
We kind of have.
That's definitely going to be the case. Sorry, Justin, we cut you off.
No, you're good.
Be like that is going to be the case. I think you're going to see veteran quarterbacks moving. Russell Wilson saying he wants to be a Seahawk for life. Rodgers is really sounding like he's staying in Green Bay. So it looks like they kind of squashed all that stuff going on in Green Bay. Yeah. Wilson is saying that he wants to stay there. I don't know that they'll keep him there. I don't know. Someone's going to lose that power struggle. I don't know who it's going to be. Pete Carroll kind of runs things there, so someone's going to lose that power struggle. But it's going to be key to watch that. Another one I'd watch is Derek Carr. What happens with the Vegas? You know what I mean? Are they going to move on for Derek Carr? Kirk Cousins is another one that you can see moving. And then you got like maybe Matt Ryan. Do the Falcons say, you know what, send Matt Ryan somewhere? You know, and does a team like Dolphins go after Matt Ryan, who has a history who actually played college football with Brian Flores? I don't know. Just throwing it out there. I actually threw that idea out there earlier in the season.
Our good buddy on here, Eric McGuire. I'm in first place right now in his pick 'em for college, so hopefully I can win. Go Dogs!
What's going on, Eric?
Hey, I made it to, what was it, week 14? I can't remember. In Survivor pool in Eric's Survivor. I got to the point, man, it was me and the same guy for a couple weeks, man. And finally he won. I forgot who I picked. I picked the Chargers over the Texans, so Texans kind of screwed me.
Yeah. I felt bad all year long because I was like, no, I just can't do it. I don't have the time. And finally I was like, dude, I'm going to do the college one. I think I have a good chance. I'm tied, 3-way tie.
This was a college pick 'em
bowl.
Yeah, it's a bowl.
Oh, bowl.
So, like, we got to shout out to Eric because Eric, on his own
does some
free
work.
time, doesn't take a dime of it. He does a football pool with a bunch of us. He does a Survivor pool along with that, with a buyback. So he keeps tracking charts, who had a buyback, who didn't, who's in first place for total season points, which I'm like tied for second. But I'm like too far behind the leader. I don't think I can win this week unless he just has a miserable week. And then we do like 2 rounds of the playoffs of pick'ems, and he don't take a dime of it. So like he just does this on his own. So I mean, I just want to shout out to that because that's badass. Like, so he watches people win every week. Sometimes he'll win, or even his wife will win. But you know, he's doing all this work. So I think it's pretty badass.
Shout out to Eric McGuire being a badass and doing it for the
we appreciate it.
And on top of that, he does some of the background work for us. He sets up I have it right in front of me now, a draft database of every position, of everybody who's draft eligible, and then anybody who declares and says anybody says they're gonna stay, he removes them, puts them on next year's list. Anybody who declares, he highlights them.
So he said he runs weekly NFL straight up picks, Survivor pool with 1 buyback, weekly college picks straight up, and Bowl Mania pool picks.
Yep. And then he stays on top of all that with us and watches our show.
Yep. And then 1 week he's just gonna take all the money and run, go to Cancun for the year.
I'm going with it.
Shit, I ain't gonna blame him there.
I don't blame him either. All that hard work he put into it.
I love it, man. It's a setup all along. Just wait for that one big break.
Hey, we keep going, right? We'll be down in Cancun recording for it.
That's it,
I
man.
hope.
That's it. That's
I
it. We'll
hope.
be recording in Cancun. That's a fact. Yo, so speaking of doing it for the love and college football, like let's talk a little bit, fellas. Man, big game Monday night. We already know who you're pulling for, Josh.
Yep.
We want to start with talking about draft prospects out of this game Monday night. When we're watching Alabama and Georgia go down Monday night, what players are we looking at? Like these are the next NFL All-Stars, next NFL draft picks we're looking at.
All of Georgia, all of Alabama are going to be.
Yeah. I mean,
That's basically it. The entire game.
hey, but can we talk
All
about?
day. That's SEC football.
You know, I see a lot about Jameson Williams, who I like. I see a lot about Mechie, who I like. But neither one of those guys like floor me. I think Jameson Williams is explosive, could be like a playmaker in the NFL. I don't know that he's going to be like the lead dog as a receiver, but I think he can be a playmaker and
I'm curious about
fantastic
him
piece.
as a Cowboys fan.
Who? Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I like him as a complimentary piece. It doesn't mean he can't be a
Carmichael.
Oh my God, we went throwback.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he can't be a explosive and a good receiver. I just don't see him as like that. I don't know, like a Devontae Adams role. You know what I mean?
Well, what round? Like I haven't watched a receiver this year. What round do you think he goes into? And do you see him more as a slot receiver who has downfield speed?
You know what? The more I watched him, the more I saw like a similar Alabama receiver like Calvin Ridley. So
he has a deep speed.
Yeah, like a deep speed receiver gets behind the defense and can hurt you that way. I don't know that he's a high volume guy. You know what I mean? But I think you can use him in bubble screens. You can use him as a weapon. He's got explosive speed.
Dallas needs someone that can stretch the field, basically.
Yeah.
Dallas is all 10 yards. If you can cover Dallas in 10 yards, then you got Dallas' offense covered.
Well, Williams can do that for you. And losing Gallup, which I would assume he's probably going somewhere now.
Yeah.
They tore his ACL. He probably won't be back. Even if they do resign Gallup, he's going to be missing a few weeks. So, yeah. I like Williams, but the receiver I love in this game is not in Alabama. It's George Pickens from Georgia.
Well, we don't know if he's declaring, so you keep an eye on him.
Right.
But
he's definitely the guy watching because if
Yeah.
he declares, he's not getting the love he deserves in this draft. I don't know why. Probably because he's been banged up this year. But
Towards ACL, beginning of the year, didn't play until last week, really?
yeah, and he was slow start. I want to see how he does after that ACL. Like, if he has a big game, that dude has to go to the NFL. But
If he has a big game, he's going, yeah.
Yeah, but like, I wonder where his draft stock is right now because the dude is a playmaker.
I don't think he hasn't had really anything this year. So, and the last thing you remember from him is, I think he got kicked out of 2 games last year.
Yeah, wasn't
off the
one
field
for throwing
issue.
a punch.
Yeah, so he has it's not off the field issue. He has on the field issue, staying in the game.
Yeah,
and that's the issue with him.
He gets a little hot. He has a little temper. But man, he is a playmaker, and I think
he plays
honestly,
passionate.
Yeah, if he was on the field, he kind of plays with the energy of like Jarvis Landry used to. Faster, more explosive, but like that same like fire and intensity that he plays with is like Jarvis Landry. That's just comparing the intensity. I'm not
Pickens is a playmaker. He's a number 1 receiver in the NFL.
He's got the juice, dude.
Yeah.
I love watching him last year.
If you watched the game against Michigan, he had 1 catch, I believe. And the 1 catch he had was a slant, maybe 5 yards deep, but the receiver or the quarterback or cornerback was all over him. Mm-hmm. And he made a tough catch between the cornerback, and it was just an NFL quality catch. And it was beautiful. I mean, my buddy Jake Vogel, who's in the network, he's a Georgia fan too, Bama fan, shit. And messaged him right after. I was like, that was an NFL quality catch. If he's going into the NFL, these are the catches that he needs to start stacking up.
And the dude, I don't know, the way he snatches the ball to the air sometimes, he's got strong hands. The dude's just a dog. Nice pun. I wish I could say that was on purpose. But the dude's a dog, man. I love watching him play. And it's a shame he's going into this game banged up, but I love the fact that he's fired up and wants to play this game. He took a few snaps against Michigan just to make sure he was ready for this game. The dude loves the game. He loves football.
He played Michigan. He played Alabama. I think he had a couple of snaps. They're kind of like weaning him into it. And before the championship game, I think he had like 1 or 2 snaps before that.
Right.
So they're kind of weaning him into this championship game.
Like Waddle last year in the national championship game. Came in for a couple plays just to kind of show, hey, I'm tough. I can handle it, So
I can ball. Yeah.
I really like Pickens.
Oh, Pickens. He's a great receiver.
And no offense to Mechie.
This is a great receiving class, I believe.
Yeah, nobody's paying attention
that's my
to
question.
Pickens as much.
Because he's hurt.
Yeah.
You got the Penn State wide receiver. I'm flipping on names. Ohio State.
You talking about Jayon Dotson?
Oh, today.
Yeah, Ohio State's got Chris Olave that I love and Garrett Wilson, who is just a playmaker.
Yeah.
Ohio State just has dudes. I don't know where to keep getting these dudes from.
Yeah.
Traylon Burks from Arkansas, man. Then you got Chenka Hodge from Virginia Tech. You got Drake London from USC. All these guys, man, they could play. Wendell Robinson for Kentucky, like him. That dude's
There's a ton of receivers in this class. And I feel like every year, the receiving class just gets better and better and better.
Yeah, and this year you got 3 of them in the national championship.
So when you take those 3, where do they pan out as far as the landscape of receivers in this upcoming draft? Are they a top tier? Are they first, second, second round guys? Or are they later in the draft?
I don't know. So Mechie, I'm like hot and cold on. I think I can see him going to the bottom of the first. Or later first, I should say. I don't see him as a top tier draft pick. I could be wrong. When it comes to Williams, I think Williams would go higher than him just because he's got the playmaking ability. Pickens, if he wasn't hurt, Pickens might end up going day 2 because of the injury.
If Pickens goes day 2, he returns.
Yeah, so that's why I'm going to be interested to watch him because if he goes off against Alabama, that might raise his stock. But if he wasn't hurt, I'll put him in the top 10 pick. As far as Williams, I could see higher up in the first round. I could see him in the top half of the draft because he has that playmaking ability. I could see a team going after him like top 10, maybe 10 or 12.
Well, just listening to you, I want Pickens because look at Waddle. He's amazing. And people slept on Waddle and said, man, is he going to be able to ball?
No one slept on Waddle right here. He was my number 1 wide receiver.
So a lot of people didn't know if he was going to be a high volume guy, just like I said with Williams, because he wasn't really until his final year at Alabama. He wasn't a high volume guy. Then he hurt, and he was a high volume guy at Alabama that last year. Then he hurt his ankle. Then it was Devonta Smith. Yeah. So a lot of the questions were like, okay, he was high volume until he got hurt, so he can handle the load. But then the load went right to Smith. So is it the offense? Is it Waddle? And Waddle kind of proved in the NFL, and he's been open a lot in the NFL, so he proved he can get open. And then a lot of his catches have been contested, and he's proved, hey, I'm strong enough to catch the ball. And that's something you saw in college, but he was open a lot in college, right?
I feel like
in the NFL, he's proven, hey, I can catch with a dude on my back. I can make the tough grab in traffic.
Yep.
And he hasn't been utilized correctly.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't at all.
If you can utilize him correctly and have that kind of volume, this kid could easily just Oh my!
I don't think it, but I'm gonna set Brett up for this. I'm gonna set Brett up for a slam dunk when I say that.
Here we go.
When you say he's not utilized correctly, my argument is that I think that the OC in Miami is doing a great job of getting Waddle open. The problem, here comes Brett. The problem might be the personnel they have at QB.
Yeah, I've been on that. I've been saying you put an elite quarterback in Waddle, all of a sudden he shatters the record for Anquan Bowl most catches. Well, he might not have. You know what? Actually, if you have a legit quarterback all season, Waddle might not have the volume in catches as much. He might be less catches, not by a lot.
He would be breaking records in receiving yards.
Receiving yards record. He'd be up there with Jefferson and Chase, I think, in touchdowns because he would be you know what I mean? Like the ball placement has to be there. But you're right. George Godsey has found ways because he knows Tua is comfortable with him, has found ways to get him involved, and he has been fantastic stepping up to the challenge. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't as high on him as I was Chase and Pitts, but Waddle has answered the call. I didn't hate the pick. I just wish we took
Yep.
Chase because Chase is a dude.
That's on me because I thought Chase was going to be fantastic, but Waddle going in, I said so I'll take that one. On me, I was thinking I don't know about Waddle because he's coming off the injury, you know. So now I remember how I felt going into the draft last year with Waddle. So now I'm looking at Pickens like that might be a guy.
Well, yeah, I mean, if Pickens can like keep his, if they say like, dude, your talent's good enough, you're still a first round pick, and Pickens declares. I mean, I think you're getting a guy who's hungry, who's going to be pissed off, ready to go, especially if he falls in the first round a little bit. You're getting a guy who's going to come out as a rookie and just show out. I really think that. I really think Pickens could just be – he might not be the first receiver taken, but I think he could have the best rookie year.
Could be the stud. I got you.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a stud.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, then you got the Ohio State boys. I mean, those dudes just have the new.
Yeah, you can't sleep on them as well.
But, I mean, at the same time, I still think that Pickens is that playmaker, and I think especially if he falls a little bit, falls to a winner with a good quarterback, that dude could be good.
I like it. So when we're watching this game Monday night, we're paying heavy attention to the wideouts on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
What other position group? Because I like the way this is going. What other position group are we looking at? Whether it's on Georgia's side of the ball, Alabama's side, to say, hey, these are some dudes. These are some guys you want on your pro team.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Georgia-wise, you can look at the entire front seven and find who your favorite guy is.
Nakobe Dean.
Yeah, Nakobe Dean. I'm going to forget names. I don't know why.
Trayvon Walker.
Yeah, you got Walker. You have I'm trying to think of my favorite guy. Jordan Kendrick.
Davis.
Well, Jordan Davis he's fantastic. But there's a Smith. I want to say name Smith. Yeah, Nolan Smith is my guy. I think he's going to be a really good 3-4 pass rusher in the NFL. But anyone on the front seven of Georgia is going to be great.
I like Nolan Smith, a little undersized.
About
220 as a pass rusher, but it's kind of proven in the NFL that can work. Just depends on how you use him, and I think he's a stand-up linebacker in the NFL. Adam Anderson from Georgia, another outside linebacker rusher. I like him too. Don't let the size fool you. These guys are strong at the point of attack too. These guys are tough. Yeah, I really like these guys. It's funny because I was watching Aiden Hutchinson and Zach Harrison the other day, and those guys hold the point of the attack so well. They play the run really well. They're watching how they use their length and strength. Well, Nolan Smith and Adam Anderson do quite the opposite. They turn speed into power, but they disrupt plays. I don't know if you saw that game or that play against Michigan. It was a pulling guard, I think, and he got smashed. I think it was by Anderson, just laid out. Like Georgia plays physical brand of football. And he stonewalled. I want to say it was Anderson. It might have been Smith, but he stonewalled the pulling guard.
I want to say Anderson got kicked off the team.
Well, yeah, it might have been Smith then.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Anderson got kicked off the team.
Yeah, he did. So I think it was Nolan Smith. Yeah. Man, he laid the wood and stopped. It was a beautiful play. And I'm like, man, these guys, he might be undersized, but man, he laid them out.
They're bringing it. And
I love to see that.
Yeah. That's that intensity. I mean, that's what we want to see on the field. People are going to be asking about Bryce Young. I'm pretty much sure the answer of this, but just to put it out there to get you guys' opinion, how do you feel about Bryce Young as an NFL prospect?
I'm still a freshman, but I don't know. I feel like we're looking at Tua right now a little bit. I think he's a better version, but I think we're still looking at. I mean, what we got from Tua his freshman year.
I think also with that offense, it's hard to judge these quarterbacks sometimes. But because they stress defense is so bad. And you remember when we had Correa on watching the safety from Notre Dame, he was – it was hard. Like, that offense is hard to stop the way they bend receivers back. And then there's things that Alabama takes advantage of the college rule that you can have empty to one side, and that really stresses your defense because it puts them in a bunch on the other side and it creates a lot of traffic. So if you run crossing patterns out of that and create levels to your offense, it creates a lot of issues with communication. So, but there was a lot of open receivers, but Bryce Young has a little bit of a hitch in his throw that I don't like,
Okay.
but he's not a bad quarterback. But there's a lot of hype around him because of numbers.
All for
puts
one
up.
game.
Yeah, I mean, he puts up a ton of numbers, but you can't go by numbers. However, his footwork is a little erratic, and he got a little hitch. But I mean, he's got some talent. He's got a quick release.
Mhm.
He's got talent. I don't know where I place him yet. It's still early.
Need another year.
Yeah, I'd like to see him next year. See if he cleans up some of the things and that he's been doing wrong, going through a defense and
I
stuff.
mean, he's got at least 2 more years in the NFL, so or in the college.
In college? Okay.
Yeah. So he's got a lot of opportunity to develop and become a better quarterback. Bill
Or we have a lot
O'Brien.
of time to see if he's going to start developing bad habits and get worse too. So
How do we feel about Bill O'Brien? First of all,
I like Bill O'Brien.
Yeah.
He's going for it in Jacksonville, I heard.
yeah, let's go. I feel like that's a mistake if you do not get Byron Leftwich as your next head coach.
Well, rumor is Harbaugh might be the guy there. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
I
mean,
still can't believe Harbaugh's leaving Michigan. If he leaves Michigan, I'll be shocked.
well, apparently the NIL rules, Michigan really restricted him on the NIL. So I guess that's kind of pissing him off. So
geez.
NIL is an opportunity for him to recruit more players and better players, and it's not, and they're kind of restricting that in Michigan, I guess. So that's just rumor. That's all word of mouth.
See, Caleb Williams might go to Georgia.
No, I didn't see that.
Yep.
That's huge. A quick note on Harbaugh. I feel like that he might have hit his ceiling. Where else is he going to go? He made it to the CFP.
Yeah.
You're not going to get past an SEC team. And now with everything Brett just said, maybe it's time to go. I'm thinking Vegas for Harbaugh, but
Hey, he's got an unfinished business in the NFL. He took over a 4-win team. He went 12-4, 11-5-1, went to the Super Bowl, or 11-4-1, went to the Super Bowl. They went 11-5 the next year, something like that. He went to 3 NFC Championship games in a row, lost to the Giants, beat the Giants, and then lost to the Seahawks. So that's huge. 3 in a row. Some teams can't even get there, can't even get to the playoffs. And then he went 8-8. So he has 0 losing seasons in the NFL. He had 1 losing season in Michigan. That was during COVID. He went 2-4. And then you go all the way back to Stanford. The last time he had back-to-back losing seasons when he took over Stanford. Then he got that guy Andrew Luck, and he didn't have a losing record at San Diego. So I mean, this dude didn't have a losing record. Has had 3 losing records his entire career and never back-to-back. He had literally a decade between losing seasons.
true.
That's a good coach. And no matter what you get, I keep comparing him to Andy Reid in the sense that Andy Reid took forever to get over that hump. He finally got Mahomes, finally got over that hump, right, in his second stop.
Okay, left Philly.
Yeah, so Harbaugh, now shots fired. No, Harbaugh, gets another shot, doesn't have bulky in the way. He's going to get control. He's going to bring a physical team, a physical brand of football. He's going to control the line of scrimmage, and it's going to work in the NFL. He doesn't have to worry about the recruiting side in the NFL. There is no trying to convince a player there. It's you only convincing free agents.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I think that he saw Gruden go to Vegas and get boatloads of money. Now that's vacant. He's thinking, all right, I took Michigan to the top. I'm not going to take him further. I'm going to go. I'm just going to put it out there. I see Harbaugh going to Vegas.
Well,
I don't know. I think he stays at Michigan. I think he enjoys that. I'm your
talent?
mentor. I'm your kind of like I'm your dad while you're here. I think he enjoys that. I think that's his personality.
Well, some guys hate the recruiting side because
I think he likes it.
It's tough because you're always on the road. You're always trying to pull players, and it's getting even harder now. It's getting really hard now. So.
I just find him as someone that likes it. He goes there, has this, what does he like? Steak and then milk, a glass of milk at the table, and
somebody said he gets bored after 4 or 5 years, and then he wants to move on to this next level, or you know what I mean. So I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
I'd take him in Miami, honestly.
I bet you would.
Oh yeah.
But Vegas,
I think you have to give
control.
I think you have to give your coach another shot. I think he's shown well. He's a young coach. He just has to figure out that offense coordinator position.
Yeah, that's the big part of his issue. His offense is terrible, and his GM's terrible too. But that's neither here nor there. But
so stand with Michigan real quick. I want to jump to this. Stand with Michigan.
Yeah.
We all saw the big announcement this week, and that's that Aiden Hutchinson has declared for the NFL draft.
Which you knew that was coming.
Is he the consensus number 1 overall pick,
Should
regardless of who gets the number 1 pick?
I think you're.
Yeah, Josh.
I think you're going to hear a lot of people say after the Georgia game that he's not the pass rusher we thought he was and everything like that. But that's just absolutely insane. After that game, people were talking about that, and I looked at it like, no, you have to give credit to Georgia's offensive line for stopping him. Like, this guy's an absolute animal.
That's ridiculous.
He just, oh my god, I would take him on my team in a heartbeat. If you told me you have the first overall pick, take any player in this draft, I'm taking Aiden Hutchinson. But I know the NFL loves potential. It loves so much potential.
Loves the story, man.
I think we could see Thibodeau go first.
I can see. So that's what I was going to say. I think his biggest competition is Thibodeau, and rightfully so, because Thibodeau is a freak of nature himself. And both of these guys are not guys that you could just find. So this is definitely, if you're sitting at the top of the draft and you need a playmaker, you need someone to be the face of your defense. Well, you got two guys right there that you can make it your face your defense.
Eric said you see Charlie Batch offer Caleb Williams $1 million. I did see that.
Wow. Holy hell. See, this is what I mean. This is about to change college football.
It is. It is. It looks more and more like the NFL free agency when you think about it.
Yeah. Well,
To come back before we get into real quick, what's the separation if we're talking Thibodeau and Hutch? What's the separation? Are they that far apart, you guys think?
No.
Okay.
So one's more refined than the other.
It's more so what quality of player, like what do you want to get out of him year one? And then I feel like you got one guy that's super athletic, speed guy, which I haven't seen a lot of Thibodeau, to be honest with you.
He's strong too.
Or do you want the guy that just is relentless, does everything very, very well, but he's not the most athletic freak like Thibodeau? It's just, what do you want more of?
So, and to add to that, it's going to be which coordinator, what kind of defense you running, what front do you want? Some guys are going to want a guy who's a little bit more refined off the bat. Like if it's an offensive coach, he might say he wants the guys a little more refined, which would be, to me, Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But a defensive guy, he might say he wants Thibodeau just because he sees that ceiling, how high he can go and make him, and that athleticism. But
I don't know if you're getting much higher Thibodeau. I don't know if he can get much higher than what.
No, but some people might see that just because of the athleticism. But I think you're splitting hairs. I would go Hutchinson.
If I'm watching, if I'm between the two, Hutchinson just plays the run so well.
Mm-hmm.
He's a relentless player. He plays with hair on fire. His pass rush skills are very, very good. I mean, I don't see how you can lose with Hutchinson. I don't know why there would even be a conversation. I'm gushed over him after watching the film with you guys. Like, I was like, this guy is an absolute freak. You see a guy in Pittsburgh that might break the sack record next week, and he's the exact type player. Like, get the same player.
Go get him.
Okay. Yeah. Like,
when you say it like that, that makes it very relatable because people are watching T.J. Watt. People see J.J. Watt, and so when you mention that makes me want Hutchinson.
Well, you look at Jacksonville.
Yeah.
So obviously, if Harbaugh goes there, Hutchinson might be the first overall pick.
Is it safe to say when we talk about Thibodeau? Is it safe to say I remember a player coming out of Oregon named Deion Jordan, who I wanted really bad.
Really?
And I think that the thing about him was, he's got so much upside. He's a freak, this, that, and the third. And I thought Deion Jordan equated to Javon Curse. Clearly, Deion Jordan was no Javon Curse.
No.
So when you say Hutch and you say he's refined, he has the talent, he's T.J. Watt.
Yeah.
And you say Thibodeau, he's a freak, but he's got to polish his game. That makes me want to go to Hutch because I don't want to have another Deion Jordan situation.
Right, and it's funny you bring up Deion Jordan because of the whole Oregon thing. Now, I would say Thibodeau is a better prospect than Jordan for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the problem with Jordan was the Dolphins decided they wanted to make him bulk up, But at first, they used him as like a linebacker, dude, and he could actually cover. Believe it or not,
I think you should have used him as a linebacker.
Yeah.
like a Micah Parsons right now.
dude. If he went to a team that had an actual smart defensive coordinator, I don't know, Pete Carroll. If he actually played like in that Bruce Irvin style role, I think it would have been a lot better.
Oh my goodness, that kid!
Dude,
oh my
'cause
goodness.
Believe it or not, I'm not going to say he locked up Calvin Johnson, but against Calvin Johnson, he made a couple plays. I'm like, dude, that's a linebacker.
Yeah,
Like, what the hell? Like, we need to keep using him as that. So we're thinking we got this high ceiling, and this guy's a coverage linebacker.
he was Oregon's nickel corner.
Yeah. So I'm like, and he played that for the Dolphins on a couple of games, and he did really good. I'm like, holy hell, like we got something in this as a coverage guy. And then they try to bulk him up so he could play defensive end because that's where they wanted him. And I think stubborn coaching ruined his career on top of his off the field where he couldn't. So if he didn't keep getting suspended, he wouldn't have that problem. But if he didn't go to a team like the Dolphins that Joe Philbin, who was clueless with how
Damn
he used his
Dolphin.
talent, he would have been. He might have had a better career. But
Shitty ass Dolphin.
but Thibodeau, man, he's different. He's definitely an athlete. Goes to the right situation, he's going to be good. But if you're looking at Jacksonville, you're looking at Detroit, you're looking at Houston, you're looking at New York, the Giants, the Panthers, the New York Jets again, the Giants again. So that's the top 8 picks. So
I want.
some of
So
those guys inspire me to be.
for me as a football fan, I want to see Hutch go to Detroit.
Mhm.
Him and Dan Campbell's.
Ooh, I like that. I like
Oh
that.
my god,
I
I
was
would.
going to say that too. He fits what Dan Campbell wants to do.
Yeah,
But
that
What if
fiery
Harbaugh
like.
goes to
Oh my
Jax,
goodness,
man?
I don't want it. No,
I would love to see him just team up
No.
with Harbaugh. again.
not
He's
like
looking
Dan
defensive.
Campbell. He's not like John Harbaugh is it Jim Harbaugh. He is like Dan Campbell. Like Dan Campbell's just got that passion. He's got like 8 shots of espresso in him, right fresh in the morning, and I love it. I love everything about Dan Campbell.
I love Dan Campbell. Obviously,
Ever since he was the interim head coach for Miami, I've loved that guy. I think
I was
he's
all
ready.
I love
I
Dan
was
Campbell as well.
all
man.
about
I
hiring
love
him
Dan
and then
Campbell.
hiring a.
I thought you guys should have too. I thought it was a mistake because that team.
We had Adam Gase, dude.
I know that team easily rallied around Dan Campbell
They did.
and found a way to fight for that guy. And if you don't hire him, like, oh my goodness.
So I went to Philly. Sorry, Adrian, I'm gonna dump on you here. I went to Philly with a bunch of dudes from a forum,
It's okay. Philly sucks.
and I was expecting the last time I was in Philly to watch the Dolphins play. It was 2007. And I told my wife that I'd come back for another 8 years. Well, 8 years later, here we are watching this game again. And obviously, we lost that game. So in 2015, I'm ready to, like, I'm probably going to lose. We always lose to Philly, whatever. And then Dan Campbell's coaching. He found a way to win. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, I went to the very first game against Washington that year when Philbin was still there.
Mhm.
And then I went to the game, and they were flat. Started out like tough, then went flat all game. I watched the entire game against Campbell, and you saw them fight. It wasn't a pretty win, but they fought and they clawed all the way to the end.
You see the same team that you see
Yeah.
in Detroit right now.
That's right.
Dude.
They beat. Yep. They beat Arizona a few weeks ago, right?
And how about Amon-Ra St. Brown? Doing really
I
well.
loved him coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, doing really well. So, like, I'm a big Dan Campbell fan, and I really hope he figures it out. I really hope he does.
I hope they don't fire him because he deserves to be a head
no.
coach in this league.
No.
Yeah, I love Dan. Man, if you fire Dan Campbell,
Detroit makes stupid decisions every
Yeah.
single year.
Every
I'd
year.
love to see Dan Campbell just take over a head coach job if he gets fired and just kill it. But
Yeah.
get that man a quarterback, and man, look at that run game. That run
Yeah.
game hit the Steelers in the mouth. They were running all over them. They were finding ways to win. They want to win for Dan Campbell, and I witnessed it. And after the game, we're talking
Love
about how
that
much
guy.
they love Dan Campbell.
I don't know why people actually don't like Dan Campbell. Like, come on now.
He's awkward in interviews.
I don't care.
He's not clean around the corners. You know what I mean?
He's not- yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's not
He's
the-
rough around the edges.
Yeah, he's not the everyday head coach, but I mean, at this point, what does the everyday head coach look like? What do you want that's a good question. What do you want as a head coach of your football team?
Well,
I guess a
look at
pretty
Belichick.
boy now.
I mean, look at
You
Belichick.
know?
Since when has Belichick ever been the clean cut guy?
Yeah.
He's worn a cutoff hoodie. He's never dressed all professional. The dude wears sandals all the time. I mean, like, The dude's like you watch him. He's just if you didn't know anything about football, you're like, that's the best coach in the NFL right now. Like that guy right there.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's I want the mind. I want the person who doesn't give two shits what anybody else thinks on the outside. I want the guy that's like, I don't really care what you think on the outside. I'm gonna do. I know what's best for my football team. I'm gonna do it. But the guy who's also willing to learn and adapt, and just a guy who just finds ways to get guys to fight and
Well, that's
push
my
themselves
thing.
to the next level.
I want a head coach that my team is going to fight for.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to find a way. I don't want to lose because this is my head coach and I want to win for him. That's who I want my head coach to be. And then I want coordinators that can think and put players in great situations. And
Yeah.
I want a leader for a head coach.
Yeah,
A
Dan
leader.
Campbell's
I
for
like
guys like us that drink Miller Lite. You know,
Yeah,
not,
well,
not craft beer. You know what I mean?
Bush Light.
I mean,
Well,
I like that. I like
I'm
this.
also on the Beer and Sports podcast, and we drink craft beer there.
Shout out Beer and Sports.
Yeah.
We drink craft beer there.
Oh, it's okay. I drink it too sometimes.
I had some. Actually, I'm starting to do. I got to show you guys real quick.
Oh man.
Okay. I'm starting to like clean out all the beers that I did. I'm going to do like a little background for myself. I had this beer the other day. Triple Dog,
Dog.
triple IPA. It's flying dog.
You lost me an
Eight-
IPA.
Oh, it's good. 18.3% alcohol.
That's like German beer.
Great.
It's like the Hefeweizen.
And I had this one lately. Warhead Extreme Sour.
You know what? Just for nostalgia from the '90s, I would try that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and that's why I did it. And then Wawa Mocha Latte Stout.
Interesting.
Wawa beer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wawa Mocha Latte.
Bro, I was in Florida in March, and I was just amazed that there was a Wawa on every corner. I was like, holy shit, I'm in Delaware with palm trees. Now, man,
I'm just gonna stick with my 19 Crimes, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. There you go.
whatever your drinking choice is, man. as
Have
long
you
as drink
taken the app to it and listened to him talk?
You can do that.
Yeah. 19
I did
Crimes.
not
You
know
take
that.
there's an app and you put it on there and they like the characters come to life and they talk.
it? Wow. That's cool.
But you have to
shit.
you have to do the 19 Crimes app.
19 Crimes app. All right.
Yeah, there's an app and you put it on there. I think it's the app, but they talk to you. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
So I'm looking at this draft since we're a draft show. I'm
Yeah.
looking at this draft, right?
We went on a
The
beer.
Eagles, the Giants. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Eagles, Giants. That's just a different kind of draft. Jets, right? I mean, you got teams with multiple picks. I mean, Jets got two top 10. Giants got two top 10. I mean, what a shitty year to have that many picks.
If you're the Jaguars, do you
Sir.
stay at number 1?
Mm.
I think you trade out.
No. So, like, let me tell you something. If I'm the Jaguars and I don't know, let's say the Lions say, hey, we want Hutchinson, or I don't know, Jets or Giants.
Well, let me look at this draft.
Panthers.
Order.
Shit. Oh, Washington
I'm-
could be a team to watch come up.
Does Washington
honestly-
have a lot of picks?
I don't know, but Washington, I do believe they need a quarterback.
Well,
Oh,
And
100.
I'm trying to think of teams with multiple first-round picks.
But I mean, like, when I
Really?
say that, Washington with a quarterback is easily a 10-win team.
Like the Giants, are they sold on Danny Dimes?
So he's coming back next year along with Joe Judge. Yikes.
Joe Judge is definitely coming back.
From reports I saw, Joe Judge and Danny Dimes are coming back. So I'll have to go back and find that. It was an ESPN alert. Then it was all over Twitter. So I thought it was stupid. Honestly, I mean, Joe Judge, his defense has been tough. Patrick Graham's done a good job. So it'd be stupid to overlook quarterback.
So that's the thing.
Or
And
do-
Danny Dimes isn't a Joe Judge quarterback.
Right.
He might want to put his stamp on this team because it might not be quarterback number 1. But if you're Jacksonville, you have your quarterback, and this team has a lot of talent, or this draft has a lot of talent to it, and you can drop down and get potential 5 and 8.
In this draft, I don't think you need to move up for a quarterback.
You got Houston sitting right there. You have the Detroit sitting right there.
But the
Carolina
Detroit-
at 6.
I'd hate to see Detroit go quarterback. Now, Detroit could be interesting. I could see them going after.
He's doing it right now.
Hey, just in case anybody else listening was wondering if it's working, it does work.
I told you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's awesome.
When the world tried to train a dog not to.
Hey, Snoop, I'll talk to you in a minute, man. I'm doing a podcast right now.
Oh man,
that was dope. Snoop was talking to me. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the guest feature. Snoop Dogg was just on the DSS podcast. We'll get back.
oh my
Yeah.
god, man! If we could land Snoop Dogg as a guest, oh my god, that would be.
Gotta claim it. Gotta claim it.
I would
Dude.
love to have Snoop.
He's such a big football fan.
Snoop
man.
Luke?
Such a football mind.
Oh yeah, USC.
Oh man,
Snoop,
Oh,
you're
he's probably
welcome
going
to
crazy
talk
right now.
Pittsburgh football with us, baby.
Oh,
Pittsburgh, talk USC. You can talk whatever you want.
I don't
man.
care. He can talk about his league he runs for the kids.
He
I
can
don't
talk
care.
about.
Just-
I'm
just
sure he can talk about
football.
prospects.
Yeah, dude, come on, man. Oh man, he probably talk about Drake Jackson. Probably talk about London. I'm cool. I'm all about it, man. Talk to the USC guys.
For sure.
Oh, let's talk.
He's got people all over the league.
Oh man, that'd be amazing.
Oh,
Just out of his youth football league that he coaches.
Man,
Absolutely.
that'd be badass too.
Absolutely.
At the same time, you got Houston. Carolina has 6, but I mean, Giants could technically beat Washington and jump below 6.
Yeah,
But then you also have to worry about teams trading up ahead of you,
yeah.
getting the quarterback that you want. If you have a quarterback in this draft, Pickett could easily go number 1 in this draft because the year he had, people seeing what Joe Burrow's doing in the league.
No,
I think-
okay. I see what angle you're saying. I like if you're using that. Pickett would probably be the guy that you're like, you know what, I can go to war with Pickett. You know who else?
Copycat league.
You know who else I could see loving Pickett?
Who?
The Lions.
Or Lions,
Dan
yeah.
Campbell. That energy,
I-
that toughness, that like, dude, he's gonna get his head taken off, get up the next play and throw a touchdown. He doesn't care.
If I can have like the perfect scenario happen, Pickett would go to Pittsburgh. I think it would be a perfect
Oh.
fit. Like it'd be amazing. But
See that?
would Pittsburgh be willing to trade what they have to go up to get Pickett?
Man, wait. I know another great quarterback that came from Pittsburgh. Could Pickett be the next?
Oh yeah,
No,
Dan
look,
Marino?
man, I like. So I was talking to someone the other day, and that I'm not sure like any value to it. I have charted it. I'm not smart enough to go through all that. I don't have the time
Yeah.
to really look at it. But if you look at like Joe Burrow came in the NFL extremely confident, like he always plays like he's got nothing to lose.
yeah.
Like he really does, and I love that. But he came to the NFL in his last year at LSU like on fire, and like he just understood things at a different level. And then you see Justin Herbert, same thing. So then you look at Tua, who looks like he's behind them mentally in that aspect. I'm wondering, and I have to look back, guys who have played in college for a long time, if they have that advantage, like like to Pickett, does he have that advantage? Does Hal have that advantage over guys who've only been starters for 2 years? Because I know there's been talk where people like the 4-year starter.
There's the
or at least
Parcell rule.
3-year starter. Yeah, at the quarterback, what was his? At least 3 years?
I think you had to have 3 or a certain amount of starts, a certain amount of like win percentage and everything like that.
And I think Pickett would fall into that.
Yeah, I think you would.
And it
And
can't be the only
Parcells-
thing you look at.
Parcells knew how to draft a quarterback
Yeah,
or find a quarterback.
yeah, and the only reason he overlooked Joe Flacco back in 2008 is because Flacco had how many years did he play at UD? 2 or 1?
Parcells overlooked Flacco. Was he
Yeah.
in Miami at the time?
Yeah, he took Chad Henne. He didn't.
But
overlook
Flacco
him.
didn't start at UD. He
was
came in last
right?
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
He started. He was that Pittsburgh guy.
And I think that's the only reason he took Henne over him because Henne was a winner at Michigan. We saw
Yeah.
that worked out. So it can't be the only thing you use, but I like the rule. But then you got guys like Cam Newton who had 1 year of a starter come in and set the league on fire. But he had natural ability you can't teach. You can't
Yeah.
teach a guy to be 6'5", 250 and run like a running back and then have a
Right.
big arm. And you can't teach what Cam Newton had.
Yeah.
So there's also some outliers there, but I think if if you're a guy who might be like Joe Burrow, is a little bit limited in some things, doesn't have a big arm, that his development as a quarterback came from the mental aspect, I think.
I think the only thing that's going to hold Pickett back is going to be his ability to read a defense. But at the same time, you're
Justin
looking
Fields.
at college quarterbacks.
Yeah, Justin Fields, not that he
Let's
can't.
not do that. Let's
Hold
not
on,
do that.
Hold on. Justin Fields wasn't taught to read a defense in college because that offense is predetermined reads. You just saw that with CJ Stroud. But it worked in that offense. So when you get to the NFL,
But you did
it's
see
a
Justin
process.
Fields. You did see Justin Fields at his level go to multiple reads and
Yeah, against Clemson, you saw that he could do it. It's just he's not as familiar with it, so it's still learning it. Well, I'm not. This isn't knocking Justin Fields. I'm a Justin Fields believer. It's just a learning curve. It's just something he has to now learn to do that he didn't have to do. It's not. So there's a thing when you're scouting. It's like a running back pass blocking. It's not can they do it. It's if they were asked to do it, and if they weren't asked to do it, you need to figure out if they can learn how to do it. That's it. If they weren't asked to run block, you don't know if they're a good run blocker or not.
Yeah.
If they weren't asked to read a defense, they're not really. You don't know they're going to be good at reading defense. That's just college quarterbacking. But you can teach that in the NFL. Hell, I was able to learn some things by someone sitting down with me, showing me things, and I, in one session. And that's not even being able to play. Like, so I'm pretty sure these guys are a lot smarter than me and can figure out, hey, this is what I see on the field. This is what they're showing me, and it just click for them. You know what I mean? So it just, they're doing it every single day. So they're smart enough. But a fifth-year senior, I actually like that comparison to Joe Burrow in that sense.
Okay. I like it. All right. So taking back from what you gave me, there's a lot of fluidity in the top 10 picks. There is no clear-cut number one because easily Pickett could be a steal. Somebody could take him number one just as easy as Hutch, just as easy as Thibodeau. These are the kind of things that we'll be discussing as we move forward. I want to get into I want to go back just a moment, go back to the big game Monday night and just talk about predictions. Just have a little bit of fun with it. Predictions for the big game. End of the college season. It's been a great season. I wonder who Josh is going with Monday night.
Georgia by 1,000. Let's be for real.
I mean, I like the underdogs, man. I like the chance.
We're just the dogs
and win it. So
you know that Georgia is favored to win this game.
I know we're favored.
Sorry, but let me rephrase that. I like the guys that get revenge. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Hey, we lost the last time. We'll come back and win this time.
We lost the last how many?
Well, two. You lost the last game you lost was Alabama.
I know. I'm just saying the last Alabama game we've played, we've lost all of them.
Yeah,
Championship game, lost
finally
to
a chance to win. And
so this is the question I have. So when you look at the fact that Georgia lost last time they played Alabama, but they're favored to win, what makes them favored to win this game?
I think you just look at this team and you're like, this team has to beat anyone they go against. Mm-hmm. And then you watch them in the championship game, you're like, that's not this Georgia team that we've seen all year long. Like something has to give. And
if you watch Ohio or Alabama through this season, they've had games where they're just kind of like not quite the Alabama you're used to seeing. And they hit some momentum later in the season that really turned them into the Alabama. Like Brian Robinson wasn't having like a monster year, but I mean that last game,
that kid,
he's tough. I like watching him.
I don't know how people do not fall in love with this kid. He does everything very well. Like, I see an NFL starting quarterback or running back in Brian Robinson.
Is he going to be the flashy guy? No. But he might be Mr. Consistent 1,000 yards a year.
He could be Nick Chubb.
Yeah. I don't know if he's even that. I don't think he's quite as explosive, but I think he could be that guy who's going to get you. He could be that consistent 1,000, 1,100 yards a season. Just constantly chunking it out, doing the dirty work, just constantly like all the Patriots backs, like the Antoine Smiths or like even Corey Dillon. I can see him being like that where he just chunks out yards. He's constantly, and then at the end of games, he's going to hurt you because he's going to keep getting physical.
I hate to say this, but he might be my pet cat in this draft.
Yeah.
He very well might be. And that's coming from a Georgia guy. It's coming from a Georgia guy, but this kid does everything very well, and he blocks. His blocking makes this offense what it is.
Yeah. I think he has done a good job all around as being helping Alabama kind of get what they are known to do to close out games with the physical side of the ball.
And do you know where he's going to be?
Senior
He's
Bowl, right?
going to be at the Senior Bowl, and I'm
can't
excited
wait
to
to
see
watch
him tear
Talk
up
about
the
the
Senior Bowl.
I can't wait to watch him. I can't wait to watch him.
I can't either. I'm excited to see. I think Sam Howell as well. I'm excited to see
what he
Sam
does.
Howell at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah, I'm excited to see like how he looks, how poised he looks.
Howell, he looks.
I'm
just kidding.
We're full
But
of fun today.
But have you seen this lineup? I just have written down right now the quarterbacks and running backs for the Senior Bowl.
Dude, so I was trying to go through the list. I got some quiet time at work the other day, and I was trying to go through the list. And I got like ADHD from this list because I'm like,
Exactly, yeah.
oh my god. Like I'm all over the place in this list. I'm like, holy crap, the first year I'm going to the Senior Bowl is these guys?
So you guys already know my week I had. My week I had off all week because I've been trying to plan my job. We take off this first week of the year. So I've been trying to go through all the prospects. I couldn't, unfortunately, but at the end of the night, I've been trying to hit some players up. And Desmond Ritter, Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, Carson Strong, Sam Howell, Bailey Zappi. I don't know who he is. Do you know who he is?
Yeah, I had to show you him.
Brian Robinson Jr., James Cook, Hassan Haskins, who Michigan's running back, who tears it up.
I love
And
him.
another guy I'm excited to see is Abram Smith. If you watch that Baylor game, was it a bowl game or was it a championship game? I think it was a championship game. He dominated that game, and he is such a punishing runner. I love this kid. This is going to be a great – that's who I have right now because I'm trying to get through quarterbacks and running backs. But it's going to be a great Senior Bowl to go to.
Well, I'm just excited with the quarterback list because the majority of the quarterbacks that people are talking about will
Potential first-round picks.
Yeah, and these guys are quarterbacks that like we are trying to sort out, and the Senior Bowl might be able to help us sort them out. And
I think there's
like,
two players in this list that has the most potential for rise, and that's Sam Howell and Malik Willis.
and I still think Kenny Pickett too.
I don't think he can rise any more than what he has.
You don't think so?
No, I think he is the lead dog right now. On top of draft boards, I think he is the number one quarterback.
Well, so Bailey Zappi, he plays for Western Kentucky.
Yep.
You know, Western Kentucky he's thrown for almost 6,000 yards.
Is he the one that broke the record?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, so 5,967 yards. But there's a little, I don't know. I can't wait to see him in person to see his delivery and velocity because it doesn't look great on tape.
Yeah.
But he's accurate. He throws the ball well. I just don't know if like he's, I don't know. We've seen that story before and it doesn't work out. So, see, like Brandon Dowdy for Western Kentucky. You know, he's more of a backup in the NFL. But I'm interested to see how he does in the NFL or how like he does at the Senior Bowl with at a higher level against higher level competition. Some people always forget too. There's guys that are coming against higher level. They're going to face more of the Power 5 conference guys at the Senior Bowl.
Okay.
And of all the All-Star games, they probably have the most talent at the Senior Bowl. So if you make it to the Senior Bowl, you're going to get to go against some of the better seniors at the Senior Bowl.
Yep. And that's why I think Malik Willis could have the biggest jump because of competition and showing what he can do around talent. Mm-hmm. This kid did not have a lot of talent around him.
Yeah, I'd like to see it, but then again, did come from Auburn, so
yeah, but
he
transferred out, didn't start.
So it'd definitely be a chance for him to answer a lot of questions.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, you can't
Willis
put it all
Watch
in the
is
Senior
still
Bowl.
going on. No, but you can. There's a lot of players that have skyrocketed because of the Senior Bowl,
Don't get me wrong,
and
Dak Prescott like kind of definitely got on the radar at the Senior Bowl.
There's
still wasn't drafted that high, but
not a quarterback, but there is a defensive tackle that is destroying the league right now that got his name on the map because of the Senior Bowl. Aaron Donald.
oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow.
Well, no one wanted to give him a chance. Oh, well, I don't want to say that. I would say that, but a lot of
He
people
was
didn't like his
undersized.
size. And then they saw him, and I guess they never watched what's his name for Minnesota for years. Oh damn, been so long. Randall.
Yeah, Oh yeah.
John Randall. Yeah,
John
I guess
Randall.
it'll watch him or Bruce Smith, whatever. But yeah, whatever. he's in that mold like great.
He is.
I'm excited to go.
I am too. I can't wait. It's gonna be a good list. It's a good lineup. Even though it's a questionable quarterback class, as far as like who goes where, who's the best quarterback, and is this quarterback where you're gonna get a franchise guy, it's still a quarterback class I am interested about because I think anything can happen. And at the Senior Bowl,
Right.
you can see all these guys, and it's like
That's it.
I can't wait to come back with my notes with Josh. We share them. I know we're gonna have differences, and then just see the differences.
Oh,
in
we're-
people, and to see what happens on draft day, and then watch what happens.
Yeah.
And we can see, like, man, I saw that guy in person, and I had him rated higher, and he's struggling. Or that I saw that guy had him rated higher than most people, and he's killing it. And where I was too low on this kid or whatever. So it's a good learning opportunity too.
Yeah, we did that last year, and there's this wide receiver that's in Miami right now that you're a little too low on.
Yeah, I was a little low on it. Not that low. I didn't hate the kid. I wasn't like, oh, he's a second round pick. I just like Chase better. And I wasn't wrong. Chase is still a beast. But
I don't
Waddle's
think he's
done-
better. I don't think he's better.
Waddle's done just fine.
I
They're
think-
just different players.
I think Waddle's better. Jamar Chase is shown out, but he disappears as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like where I rank my players last year. I really do.
But how about Pitts?
I like Pitts too. I
First
just
rookie
think,
tight end to break 1,000 yards.
yeah,
Come on,
Yep.
what a beast.
Solid.
he is
kid.
so good.
That kid's special.
Solid.
Kyle
This
Pitts.
is where
is so
this is
good.
where it feels like this is where it starts. This is the road to the NFL draft we got right
It is.
now.
And this is the season, man. This is the draft season. This is the season to get excited for. And may or may not have to do with my team not being in playoff contention. So this is what I go to. This is my my happy place.
I mean, I'm in playoff contention. Adrian
were
is as
doing
well,
there.
but I am so ready. I'm so ready.
I'm-
But
you might be
there's
in
next
playoff
year,
contention.
guys.
yeah, what's going on? What's going on? It's a meaningless
Playoff
game.
contention.
The only fan base this matters to is Philadelphia. This is a meaningless game.
I don't know about that because
It is.
because
It
I looked
is.
up. Dallas has a shot to move up the pecking order in the playoffs. It doesn't matter.
We won't get a bye.
No bye.
No,
No bye.
Dallas will probably
So
stay.
that's all that I care about.
I can't
I'm
see the
trying to-
seating changing.
I don't think it really helps or hurts Philadelphia as far as the seeding. And
Yeah.
I heard that Minshew was going to get the majority of the snaps. But
That's
still,
smart.
man, it's Philly.
You
Dallas
think that's smart?
Saturday night.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, I'm a
Um,
big Jalen Hurts fan. Big
No,
Jalen
it's,
Hurts
it's
fan.
nothing against Hurts. It's nothing against Hurts. I
Hurts
say
is the
smart.
guy.
It's a safe
Yeah.
way to do it because if Hurts gets hurt or injured in that game,
Okay, that's what
You
you're
know
saying.
what I
I thought you were
mean?
saying
Yeah.
because Minshew's the guy. I'm like, no, I'm a big
no,
Hurts guy.
no.
no, and then Minshew has reps, But if Hurts gets hurt in the playoffs, at least you have some reps there. And
No.
if Hurts gets hurt in that game, they have to ride it out with Minshew. I'd rather have Hurts because it doesn't matter how big the game is. Hurts is Hurts. Like he never goes hot or
No.
cold mentally. He's always calm.
Oh my gosh. I hated the moment you guys got Jalen Hurts. I hated that pick. I really did because he is the closest quarterback in the NFL to Dak Prescott. And
Wow.
as far as mentally, they're never giving up on a play. They're giving their all throughout every single, throughout their entire life that they're in the game. They are giving their 100%.
He kind of
And,
reminded me of McNabb, actually. That's kind of funny.
Oh, God.
I don't know
Dude,
about McNabb.
Hey, don't sleep on
McNabb,
McNabb.
McNabb's the best quarterback in Philadelphia history.
Yeah, he was a damn good quarterback.
But I said that best quarterback Philadelphia history. But McNabb was kind of lazy at times. He
Mhm.
no, not
No, I
really.
can see that. But I mean, mentality wise, McNabb, the game was never too big for him, though.
I felt like McNabb was kind of soft mentally.
Maybe.
That's the thing. I think McNabb had the talent, but when I look at his era and Brady, Manning, those guys got rings. Breeze got rings. I feel
Yeah.
like McNabb needed to come away with the team he had, the coach he had. He
That's
needed
true.
to come away with at least one ring.
All right, that's fair. That's a fair thing to say because, I mean, you never got him over that hump.
And the
Yeah,
thing that
I
got
he had
me,
some talent in the Super Bowl, man. That Super Bowl roster went to the Super Bowl without Terrell Owens in the playoffs.
And
That's it, man. Like
I look at that whole T.O. McNabb thing. McNabb was mentally soft when he could not accept T.O. getting more hype over by the Philadelphia fans.
And,
And,
that's true too. If you're a quarterback, dude, it shouldn't matter.
No,
didn't matter.
cares?
You're the guy regardless.
Whatever. You have to be the guy whether the team shits on you or not.
if you win,
It-
all praise goes to you.
And
yeah.
Hurts is that kind of guy where, dude, Jalen Rager can have all the hype.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
Mark Smith can have all the hype. Jalen Hurts would not care less. And
Doesn't
one of
matter.
the best examples you're ever going to see of a quarterback staying calm, collected, not getting too hot or cold. Go watch him against Baylor in the Big 12 championship. You're going to see a kid make some mistakes, put his team behind. He made mistakes. A lot of it was on him while they got behind. And you see his face on the sideline, not pouty, not like, damn, man, this sucks or nothing, not blaming nobody, just stone cold face. Just not stressed. Come back, lead them back to a win. And they won a Big 12 championship. And they were down. I forgot how many points it got
That's
down. I think
right.
it was like 17.
And then go watch
Right
him.
back. He
And
did
then
that
go
same
watch
thing this
him
year.
in the national championship game when he got taken out for Tua. And he was there rooting for Tua the entire time. And then that whole following season,
So
he coached him up.
the following
The
season,
freaking stands almost fell on him last week.
yeah,
Stands
they
almost
did.
fell on
He
him.
took a picture
Washington
with
needs to just
he took a picture with those guys.
And he
He's
took
so-
a picture with him. He was
Okay.
cool as a fan.
And
can
then
February 2nd Washington say, yeah, we're leaving the NFL. Like,
Yeah,
we suck. We're the worst franchise in the NFL right
they
now.
can't even pick a damn name right. Come on,
What
Okay.
name? Do you know what name they're picking?
no. Oh, yes, and I hate it.
What?
Apparently, it's supposed to be Admirals, but I don't know if that's true. Or not. That's
heard
so
you wrong.
lame. If you're gonna pick something Navy, you live in Washington. At least pick something like Marine Corps or
Yeah.
the Red Tails, a bunch of badasses.
I was beginning to get used to just
Ah.
Washington football. So I'm like, yo, just roll with it.
Dude,
Washington
If they're picking the
football team.
Admirals, that's awful.
it's too generic. I hate that. That's so lame. It's lame, but whatever.
Whatever, man.
Could have been the Hogs.
Oh, I think that would have been perfect.
Paying homage to your throwback. paying
Exactly.
homage to,
That
like,
I've been
man.
saying that since they changed. They said they're changing their name.
And then
You
still
have to
the
throw it
Hogettes.
back to the fans.
Man, I would have loved it.
Hogettes have to leave now, right? Hogettes aren't a thing anymore, right?
Hey, but real quick, back to that Jalen Hurts thing. When he got benched, Tua said if he doesn't start the next year, he was going to USC. He threatened to transfer to USC. Hurts, I think, if I'm not mistaken, convinced him to stay.
Tua's
and
a
then
little bitch.
Hurts sat there while Tua took the job and ran with it, and Hurts just coached him up. And then,
Yeah.
don't
I
forget,
loved Hurts.
was it the end of that season? They had to pull. Yeah, it was the end of that season. They had to pull him out, put Hurts in because he was struggling.
Yeah, yep.
He struggled bad.
And Hurts came back and won.
Hurts came back.
It was the complete opposite. And it was the SEC championship game against
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hurts
Son of a
brought him back to win.
bitch.
And then
Yep.
Hurts had to step in, and they said he had an ankle injury, had to go get tightrope.
Because
surgery.
it was the reverse thing.
Yeah.
In the national championship game, they took out Hurts, put in Tua, and then the SEC championship the following year, they took out Tua, put in Hurts, and we lost both games.
You ready for a hot take?
What's that?
Hurts is the third best quarterback from that draft.
I'm trying to
Joe
think about
Burrow.
that draft.
Justin Herbert,
What year was that?
2020. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts. Those
Yeah,
are
I'll
the top
give
three
that.
quarterbacks from that draft.
I'm
opinion.
old now, and I have a horrible memory. So I
I
have to
remember
look at,
that draft. I have like PTSD because of that draft.
let's see, Joe Burrow,
Tua
Tua,
draft.
Herbert. I loved Hurts. So I'm not going to
I was a huge fan of Hurts.
argue with you.
Anybody who says he's not good or inaccurate and all that stuff is full of fluff. I had people I didn't even get
First
into it.
full year.
Yeah, I had people telling me like, "Oh, he's a backup. He's not an NFL quarterback." I'm like, "Well, look, dude, he's not. He's not like right now. He's not elite, and he has had great games, but he's carried his team. He's
He's a
been
leader.
won because of him, either his legs or his arm. Doesn't matter how you get it done. Get it done.
Mhm. He
That's
gets
all
it
that
done.
matters.
Agreed.
So that's all.
Jalen
I
Hurts,
care
you
about.
like, and I was actually last night talking with the guys on Fourth and Gold, and they had their little thing, and I was commenting in their chat and everything, and they're talking about Trey Lance, and I was like, Trey Lance is the kind of guy you want to sit him this year, and then next year you kind of want to kind of coddle him a little bit. You want to treat him kind of like what Philadelphia has done with Jalen Hurts at the end of this season. You want to get the run game going. You want, yeah.
He looked good last week.
Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had a lot of, like, that's the thing. He has a big arm. He has all that potential. But mentally, I don't think he's fully there yet. So you want to give him game experience next year, but you also want to coddle the game experience.
Maybe he's Patrick Mahomes.
I said this, he could be the best quarterback in the NFL if you treat him right.
I'm not saying
talent. I think he does have it.
I'm just not going to put him up there and try to say like he needs to be that. That's not what I'm saying. Not fair to the kid to compare to.
No. He was drafted that way though.
Right, but as far as like needing time to develop, he could be just like Patrick Mahomes. But the talent is for sure there.
If he needed another year in college, and he needed to be coddled his first year, but he didn't get that another year in college. So he had to sit, learn a little bit, and then next year you got to coddle him away. Maybe towards the end of the year you give him the reins and let him go. But at first you need to get that running game going. I think he's in a really good offense. But
as long as they lose this week to the Rams, so the Dolphins get a better draft pick, that's fine.
Nah,
I'm just kidding. It doesn't matter.
I'm just happy that I don't know if Adrian's with us right now, but
it froze.
Yeah, I think he froze on us. I'm just glad that Miami's winning. Who else? Who others pick do they have? Philadelphia is going to be making the playoffs.
Yep.
And then Indianapolis went on a tear, and are they going to make the playoffs?
So if they take care of business against the Jaguars, the Colts are in the playoffs.
So makes the playoffs. I hope they make a deep run.
If they win, if the Colts make the playoffs, what happens is Sunday night, it comes down to winner of that game makes the last spot.
Yeah.
If the Jaguars upset the Colts, then both the Chargers and Raiders make the playoffs. I believe there might be another game involved because something with the Ravens too. I had to see it. Sometimes the playoff scenarios get a little crazy. Right now, 5th seed is the Patriots, 6th seed is the Colts, 7th seed is the Chargers. So the Ravens need a lot to happen. They need. Damn, I don't even know what the Ravens need, to be honest with you. They need the Colts to lose, I think. The Ravens need to obviously beat Pittsburgh. They need the Chargers to lose, I think, and the Colts to lose. I don't know. I don't even know now. But yeah, so the Colts, Chargers are 6 and 7. The Patriots clinched. So 6 and 7 is not decided yet. Colts lose, Raiders and Chargers get it. But something with the Ravens have to lose. There's a scenario somewhere. But But yeah, so either way, I'm sorry, I'm going to rant. Colts.
No, you're
Colts
good.
Don't lose to the Jaguars. Dude, I don't think the Colts are going to lose to the Jaguars. You know, I think they've pretty much all quit at this point. Then they're pretty much packing it in. I think the Colts are a good football team, and the Raiders beating them is just, dude. Let me shout out Derek Carr because that dude
I know.
carrying that team. There, no offense to their coach that stepped in. I think he's done a good job.
Yeah.
Derek Carr has carried that team this entire season. He has carried a team through everything they've been through, all the arrests, the coaching firing, and shit. It's just been a crazy season.
Oh, we lost Adrian. But anyway,
that's all right. Trying to buy time for Adrian to come back.
Yeah, I'm. Before we do wrap up, I'm excited for the Senior Bowl. I'm excited. I don't know if you saw that, but there is a summit that's going to be at the Senior Bowl. Kirk Herbstreit, Nick Saban, and a bunch of college coaches are going to be there, kind of like round table talking. I bought tickets to go to that. I'm going to go. I think it's like $25, $40.
That's it.
Yeah, so I'm going to that to see that. But I think Senior Bowl is going to be a great opportunity. I'm going to hope that we can get Adrian on for our shows there. But if not,
we'll be doing
I think
shows
it'll be
down
fun. Yep. Stay tuned for that. I'm going to try and be very social throughout those games, throughout practices, because I suck at being social on social media. But I think it's going to be a good time. I think from here on out, every week we're doing a show.
Yeah, as much as we can, even if it's just two of us or one of us or whatever. We're going to do a show weekly.
And we'll break down some players for you. I'm going to be diving deeper into players right now. I'm trying to focus more on the Senior Bowl players, obviously, because we're going to go there. But we'll see what we get, and we'll get there. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited because I am going to start the next couple of weeks really deep diving these guys at the Senior Bowl, really getting to know these guys a little bit more. It's a little tough trying to keep up with everything, but had a couple issues this year with just COVID and everything going on. Been a rough year with that, but so I'm excited to kind of jump into the film, get on evaluating these guys, and be ready for the Senior Bowl. It's going to be fun. I can't thank the Senior Bowl staff and Jim Nagy enough for.
Jim Nagy has
so excited.
Him taking over for the Senior Bowl has been amazing,
and it's been amazing for guys like us for small venue.
Yeah,
for who want to go and learn and get to know people and not even just to kiss ass, just to go there and have a good time and see everything and report back to our viewers and tell them what we saw, and it's going to be a good time.
Jim Nagy's crushing the Senior Bowl. I appreciate him so much.
He does an amazing job with that.
He does.
And I'm hoping to network with him and maybe get him on the show. That'd be amazing.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. But anyway,
that's my hope.
Appreciate you guys coming on. Dean Branch can't close us out today. At Dean Branch, at Brett Legassi 67, at Josh Wingate 302. This is the Diamond State Scouting, and we are a part of the Say It Again network. I would throw us out on an outro video, but we ain't got one, so I'm going to do this for us.